Hello everyone and welcome back in what was probably about a day for you, but was about 20 seconds at most for me, to episode 10 of Mentos Plays Our Darker Purpose. We are here today to once again try to defeat goneril. Obviously we were painfully close at the end of that last episode. Health was almost gone, and we just got hit for a huge amount of damage in that one hit, which kind of caused us some problems, of course, but took a little bit of damage already here, but I was kind of in a crappy situation. So we are going to be back at it here. Hopefully we can get a decent run together again, in which we will be able to finally defeat goneril in this series and move on. We did get plus 6% dodge, which is passive. It's not on roll like the dodge percent we had last time, so that is a plus. Obviously having plus 50% on roll makes the roll far more valuable, but it also is not quite as overall useful as just having consistent dodge chance. I don't know what you can really work your way up to in terms of that, but Zelo Spectacles, plus 10% range. I don't think I've had that item before. I'm lazy about moving the map right now, although I probably should to make my view a little bit clearer. Oop, get out of there. Good. So I do have an idea about how to defeat Sudsy with its own spike. I'm not sure if it's right, but plus 20% move speed. We're going with this one again. I know it seems silly, but it does seem like a good choice. Of course, the chances are that we aren't going to get the item that was probably the single most helpful to us last run, where we heal up for 20% at the end of each floor. Get our way out of here. We are going to make a point to try to defeat some harmless markings with chalk, which should be doable for us. Just need to get her low enough to begin with, and we do have... oh, we only have one chalk. For some reason I thought we had two. Okay, so that'll be a little bit tougher than anticipated, because I have to judge the amount of damage it's going to do perfectly, which of course I'm not very good with, because I tend to not use chalk all that much. But we should still be able to pull it off, especially if we can get her to hang out in the chalk cloud for a while. It means that we have to be less precise, and I mean we can just get her to a sliver of health and then go from there. I did take a little bit of damage there, but I'm not too concerned. Honestly, completing this challenge is more important to me than avoiding every little bit of damage. Okay, so now next hit will probably kill her, so if we can get her with chalk, we're going to unlock that achievement. Oh my god, I have taken so much damage now. Thank you. We got a new lesson, shyness. And we can move on to the next floor, despite taking an absurd amount of damage. A wealthy floor versus underlit. We're going to go wealthy. Wealthy is a big reward in its own right, despite giving slightly less credits. And so we would like to do that. So now, having a bunch of slimes, we can probably take them out a little bit by hitting those batteries. We do have the boss right away. I am halfway tempted to just run straight in there and try to take that on, but I am a bit wary of doing so. And the reason I'm a bit wary of doing so, of course, is because we are presumably going to get at least one item on this floor. And, oops, this is just survive. Don't even worry about fighting. But yeah, we are presumably, as was quite quickly proved correct, going to get an item on this floor, which is actually one that is going to make the boss fight much easier for us, in fact. And that was kind of my point, was that, you know, if we're going to get items, why not wait until we have them to fight the boss, instead of going into it right away. You know, in Isaac you can make the argument that once you have the D6, you can make a very good argument for going into the boss when you aren't as prepared as you could be. But in Our Darker Purpose, there's really no reason to go to the boss right away, unless you're trying for, you know, low damage, high grade floors. in which case there's a little bit of a difference. We do get Sudsy's Ice Tray, which is a very good item. Just gonna wait for these jacks to disappear. Thank you. But yeah, you know, there's really no point to us trying to get through the bosses quicker. It doesn't benefit us in any viable way, unless we're going for high grades instead of completion. In which case, obviously, it does have a benefit, but general all-purpose runs not going to help you much. Now, if we can stay out of these guys' sight while we kill this Caltrop girl, not quite. There we go. Oh god. Did I just shoot their projectiles or did they hit each other's? I'm not sure what happened there, but they both kind of just disappeared in midair, which was kind of weird. Either way, back we go to another room. And, I'm just hitting onto the potato sacks there, so that's not helping me very much. I do enjoy having Sudsy's Ice Tray. It's not the best item in the game, but it does allow for some good things to happen. The Kite Runner Kites, plus 10% move speed, plus 20% move speed when not damaged for 5 seconds, or plus 20 damage. Sorry, I'm taking plus 20 damage. If I recall, and you could probably go back to my older videos to check this, but I believe that used to be called the Gangs of New Edgewood Move Slower, and it was, it gave you the damage and it also slowed down the enemies. I kind of miss it being that way. That was a good perk. Kind of the opposite of move speed. Come on, thank you. I can't get in a place to hit these guys because there are so many obstacles. You jerks. I should really be using my manuscript more often, let's be honest here. It is a good item. In fact, let's toss that up there now. You know, if you don't hit with much of the flurry of attacks, then it's not so good. It actually lowers your damage. But if you hit with a good proportion of them, you're going to be doing a good chunk of damage from it. So it's not my favorite item by any means, but it is certainly one that I like to pick up in terms of use items. I haven't seen, if you've seen my earlier episodes on the early access version, you've seen me pick up an item. It was a mirror, I believe, and what it did was gave us the ability to cast a bunch of fiery familiars shooting out from us. Oddly enough, there was no vending machine on this floor. That might just be a side effect of being a wealthy floor. Oh, and we're gonna fight this jerk again. And as you can see, that did a lot of damage. God damn it. Yeah, he got back to full health. I was afraid of that. That worked out well. And now you see why I enjoy having that item, because on bosses it almost invariably vastly increases your damage. Of course I wasted one a bit there, but got one heal. It's not so bad. I mean, it's not ideal obviously, but of course part of the nice thing of the manuscript is that if you don't use it up right away, it does last through its cooldown. Actually, no, it doesn't. I take that back. We did dodge a little bit there. My health is kind of low, but I don't want to use a juice box yet. I mean, certainly on this boss in particular, I would rather have the apple experiment than my manuscript. But in general, my manuscript does good things for you on boss fights. This run is not shaping up all that well. Truth be told, I don't think we're going to win this run. But you know what? Weird things have happened before. You never know when you're going to get an item that turns the run around. And let's see now. Here we go. Okay, and we're done with the floor. We survived. Let's see, no special effects, sensitive, or too small. We're going to go to sensitive. The normal floor obviously is the most reward, but sensitive is going to be a little bit safer for us because we kill things much quicker. I do want that token, so I'm going to wait till the fire gets over by me. Oops, messed that up. Should be dissipating soon though. Or not. There we go. I knew it was coming. Mr. Green Chalk Cloud Man is a problem, but thanks to the floor being sensitive, we were able to clear out most of the enemies pretty quickly. And now we just have to deal with him, which is not that hard in its own right. Plus 15 Edgewood Meredith tokens. Donation can. I have never gotten that item before. I kind of like it. It means that we're definitely going to be able to afford an item on this floor, and we're getting quite a few tokens to begin with, between the wealthy floor, last floor, and this one so far. So whatever's in the vending machine, pretty much, we are going to be able to purchase, which is real good. And we are going to get up to full juice boxes, although obviously I could use some heals. I'm going to save those until I have bought a disquieting drought or something. This is another survive the slimes room, so we don't want to be too worried about fighting. I mean, obviously there is something to be said for clearing out some of the enemies in the room, but seeing as in 1 second they're all going to be gone anyway. Ooh, we got a juice box power up for free. I like it, although I would have preferred to get something else from there. I do still like that. We are going to be looking and we are going to be on the lookout for a vending machine because we do have a lot of money to spend on one. Good. Oh god. I took damage because I didn't think to move right away. I tried to judge the room instead of getting my movement going, and it cost me, as could be fully expected. For right now, let's go down here. We should be getting close to a vending machine somewhere. I don't think we'll end up going through 2 floors in a row with no vending machines. If we do, especially getting the donation can and a wealthy floor, that's kind of crappy, but you know, RNG can be a jerk sometimes. RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. There we go. So we got 27. We definitely want this. Cat's Cradle. I probably could have gone for a juice box and given myself a little bit more survivability, but honestly I was a little bit more interested in powering up stuff, so that's what we went with. Obviously the sensitive floor affects the bosses too, so this boss will go quicker than it normally would. We can also hit it with some manuscripts, since I remember I have that now. There we go. Nice and easy boss fight. And onward we go. We got a C actually. And off to the next floor. Plus 50 life or plus 20% attack speed. We're going with the life. It does actually, I believe, give us plus 50 life as well as adding 50 to the maximum amount. So that does directly help us as much as 2 juice boxes. And the attack speed is nice but not necessary, I guess you could say. Oh, I thought that was a blockade. Never mind. But yeah, you know, the attack speed is helpful, but it's not a game changer. 50 life could be a game changer on this floor. Obviously, we aren't in the best position. We are nowhere near as well off as we were last time we were on this floor. But I don't know. I think we've got a chance. I kind of wish we had more chalk that we could use against the boss, especially since we got our chalk's damage up. But that's a different story. There we go. Of course, we don't want to get into the boss early. That is a very important thing to remember. is that getting into the boss early makes things more difficult for us, because even though we might have the most health we're going to have, it also means that we cannot go back to the rest of the floor and look for items, and that is a negative. There's another coin in there at least, so let's see what we got here. Obviously we got the juice box. Gain Thorn's effect is actually useful. Badly etched arrow is also useful. I would love to get those, but to get both of them is borderline impossible, I would say. And to get one of them we should be able to pull off, but is it going to be more valuable than a juice box is the tough question. Whee. Projectile slowing field is hugely useful, by the way. I love the potato battery. That was real bad, but there wasn't much I could do at the point when I noticed what was going on there. Okay, so that's our boss room. We don't want to go there. As mentioned before, that does nothing to benefit us except for maybe putting us in a position where we have more health to start the boss fight, which doesn't necessarily help all that much. So we're going to get 2 items in this room, assuming we survive, which could be difficult, in all honesty. We are certainly taking more damage than I would like to. I mean, honestly, this is the best place to hide, is right behind the chest here. But of course she's going to caltrop it. I don't know why I didn't think of hiding here earlier in the room, but oh, now there's caltrops there. So heads up, I'm pretty sure this run is going to end in failure unless we get some really good items from these from this chest and this champion. Which is why I'm kind of taking my time here, because I want to play it a bit safer just to give us the most chance if we do get something good. Of course, I then immediately take damage like an idiot. Oh, come on. Get down here where I can hit you, please. This is really annoying. You know what? Open it. Plus 50% experience. I guess it's good that I got that before the end of the room. God damn it. I just either play it safe and don't take a lot of damage, or don't play it safe and she refuses to, and she actually is in a position where I can hit her. What is this? I haven't gotten this item. Plus 15% crit chance, not a bad thing, but was it worth the amount of damage we just took? Probably not. I would consider using my juice boxes to heal up, since obviously there is plenty of room for improvement on my health front. But, oh my god, this room has so much stuff that I hate. Come on, Mr. Clothes Attacker. Clothes Attacker. Oh, yay. I mean, let's be honest, I would pretty much bet on the fact that we're going to die on the Wound Ward Fortress. We won't die before we fight it, but I don't think we'll even get to a point where goneril is the only thing left. I think we'll kind of be at a point where we die while the fortress is still what we're fighting. We got another plus 30% slow on hit, so we are up to plus 45% slow, which is quite a large amount. Enemies are moving approximately half as fast when they are hit by us, which is useful. It's not the biggest game changer, but it is useful. Oh my god, there are mirrors up here, and there's a... God! This room! I don't like you, room. I don't like you one bit. Come on, die. Okay, we got a couple of juice boxes out of this. At least that's a plus. 2 enemies dropped juice boxes. Do we have anything up here that we missed? No. Okay, so we have a couple more rooms, I guess. And then we're going to go get ourselves killed. In fact, this is the last room and there was nothing in there, so... I mean, I guess we had to come back that way anyway, but... not a big difference maker. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Thorns is useful. We could get up to 129 health right now. But I don't think Thorns is going to be a difference maker at that point. The Vexing Vial is going to add +5 to our juice box strength, which is going to make us heal for 120 instead of 100. That puts us to 1 shy of max health, but an extra juice box puts us to 4 over max health. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pop 1 juice box, we're going to buy 1 more, and then we're going to pop 3 of them. And that's as prepared as we're going to be for this boss. Oh god. That is absolutely as prepared as we are going to be for the boss. I wish I could say that there was more to my strategy, but that's it. Let's try to start doing some damage to this stuff. Use the manuscript, take advantage of the fact that enemies slow down a lot when we hit them. And we do have the projectile slowing field, which makes dodging a huge amount easier. Although I did just get hit by that globe and that chalk anyway. I am dumb. I am dumb, 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 dumb. I mean, once we hit those guys, they aren't fast enough to get us, but those globes are causing me problems. The enemy spawns I'm not doing enough damage to deal with quickly. This isn't going to go well. I mean, I could alter my strategy and try to deal with goneril while all this stuff was still alive, but that is going to be absurdly more difficult than it currently is. And it's already pretty difficult. Oops. Okay. So we've only got 1 building left before the main fortress. This is going better than I expected it to. And it's pretty much all the fault of our 45% slow on hit and our manuscript. We don't have any juice boxes left though, which is a problem. Away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. I had to take damage there to get away from those guys. There just wasn't an option. And that was just me being stupid and putting myself in a bad position. Okay, we're down to 1 more building and then goneril. Well, 1 more building with goneril alive for part of it, I should say. But again, she is not the hardest thing to dodge, at least at first on her own right. Later in the fight, when she's getting bigger, much harder to dodge, obviously, because there is much more to dodge, but early on, not the worst thing. Just take it cautious, play it slow. Get people slowed when they spawn, good. I am not really sure if the manuscript is actually doing significantly more damage per hit than we're doing. It sure seems like it though, so I'm going to keep up using it. Yeah, it's definitely doing more than 50 damage a hit, which is about what we're doing when we're firing on our own. Goneril has spawned. I think she's behind the fortress. Yep. Okay, so now we just need to survive this last part of the fight here without, you know, getting hit more than like once, if that. Essentially the trick here is to try to keep her moving linearly as much as possible, because it means that you can back up and hit her, and then, okay, now she's going to jump. It's going to cause these purple lightning balls to come out. But our projectile slowing field does affect them, so that's not too much of a concern. Let's cast my manuscript. Hit her with that a few times. Whoop. She does just get harder to move as she gets more and more large. Sorry, my commentary is failing me right now. No. No, 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 no. Yes! Oh! I did not think that was going to be the run. The cowering Woundwarts emerged from the remains of their fortress to see Cordy standing over their former leader. They threw down their globes and chairs and erasers to see what the terrible girl would do next. Cordy's face flickered from expression to expression, then reformed into a smile no one could remember seeing on her before. She turned to them and spoke, and her voice was jagged and deep. And when she was done, the Woundwarts picked up their weapons and swore to be twice as mean and as wild as before. The new queen's reign was more gruesome than the old queen's, until she in turn was killed by a quiet girl no one had ever paid much attention to. So it went with the Woundwarts, and so it has always gone. Still, some of the more thoughtful ones grunted later that they'd seen something in her face for that second. A coin flipping over and over in the air, the hint of a memory, the promise that next time it could always be different. And thus we get this nice little art to end the floor, and we are back to the menu. Back to the menu. Essentially, each chapter of the game works a little bit like the first time you beat Mom in The Binding of Isaac, how it unlocks the womb, and then, you know, you beat the womb 10 times and you unlock the cathedral, and you unlock Shoal / the cathedral. Then you beat the cathedral with each character once, unlock the Polaroid, get to the chest. Kind of similar, except you only have to beat each one once, but chapter 1 you beat, game ends there. The next run you're able to move on to chapter 2, next run after that to chapter 3, next run after beating that, chapter 4. So let's take a look real quick at the new perk we just unlocked. I also forgot to look at we unlocked Shyness, which is gain 50% range when standing still. That's not bad. Mud enables shooting while rolling. That's not bad at all. If I had an extra period, I do actually have 3 periods. If I can save up like 100 more, I could replace... Oh, these all take 4 periods. Basic attacks are larger and can now destroy objects. 50% cooldown reduction on all on-use items. I mean, I could save up a couple, like 108 more credits and get one of these big ones. Which of course will be hugely useful. These are meant to be late game unlocks. But I would need another class period to unlock it. I'm not sure how to get the next class period. In the meantime, I am going to get Mud here. It's 1 period to equip. It only costs 25 credits, so it's not going to be that much of an effect of something like this. But it is going to give us a little bit more versatility. We could start leaving an extra amount of credits to this dude, but I don't think that's really worth it. We do have a current win streak of 1 because we did win as much as we could on that run. So by beating Chapter 1, we got Mud, the new lesson. On books, we've gotten that one. Collect both the Gourmet Turtle and Wandering Crab on the same run in a single game. Haven't gotten that yet. Frothy the Dragon, we've gotten. We've gotten some Harmless Markings. We haven't gotten the Arrival Date Gifts. We have gotten this one. We have not gotten Sudsies. We have gotten that. Defeat Goneril twice, and next time we defeat Goneril, we'll get another unlock. Case of the Missing Chalk, we have actually gotten now, which gave us 50 credits. Excellent. So yeah, that's going to call it here for episode 10 of Mentos Plays Our Darker Purpose. It was a run that I did not think we were going to win, and we did. Obviously my manuscript played a huge part in that. As did the projectile slowing field, and the fact that we got both Cat's Cradle and that mechanical thing, which I forget the name of, that gave us combined 45% slow on enemies. Both of those made huge differences. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed my first victorious run of the game since the Steam release here. I will most certainly be back tomorrow with more. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you continue to enjoy. And I will see you on the next episode. Take care, everyone, and have a good one. Later.